welcome to another segment of Bella TV. I am joined by a very special guest today, Loren Allred. Loren, thank you for being on Bella TV. Welcome to the segment.
So excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So you would know Loren immediately if you've ever seen a little movie called The Greatest Showman, and you've heard her musical genius. Loren, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let everyone know how you got started in the music industry?
Sure. I mean, it's kind of a wide road. My name's Loren Allred, and I live in New York. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I've been involved in the music industry for about a decade in multiple different capacities. So I was signed to a record label for a while. I was on The Voice. I did a lot of studio work, kind of behind the scenes demo work, which led me to my job at The Greatest Showman, which was being the voice behind one of the main characters, Jenny Lind, who sings the song Never Enough. And that kind of was my big break and just kind of my public introduction to the music industry. And that led me to many more opportunities, and especially now where I'm releasing my debut EP.
Very exciting. That was going to actually be my next question is, what was life like after The Greatest Showman and Never Enough? The song is beautiful. You're extremely talented. And obviously the movie did extremely well. So I can only imagine that it was a bit of a whirlwind for you.
Oh, it was definitely a whirlwind. It kind of blew up in a way that I really didn't know what to expect from working on The Greatest Showman. I just knew that I was singing a big ballad on the soundtrack of a movie musical. And then when the movie blew up, and especially the soundtrack, I think people especially loved the music from that movie, my whole life changed. I really wasn't even home for more than a couple weeks for the next 2 years. I was just kind of traveling the whole world, all these different countries I had never been to, and people just wanted to hear the big ballad from The Greatest Showman, and they just wanted the real singer to sing the song. I think it was just exciting for people to realize that it was kind of a lip syncing situation. So it really was such a dream come true to be able to travel all around the world, because the movie was such a hit all around the world. That doesn't happen that often, and it was just amazing. It's been the highlight of my life thus far.
That's great. And what have you been doing, since the pandemic started, and how have you been pivoting and still working and getting your music out there? What's life been like?
I mean, when the pandemic hit, it affected everyone in such a huge way. And for me personally, all of my performances were canceled, a whole year's worth, because live music obviously isn't safe at the moment. And we don't really know what's going to happen anytime soon. So I really needed to kind of like look within myself and accept what was going on. And I just channeled all of my emotions and everything that was going on with me personally just into songwriting. And I kind of had my little quarantine bubble with my producer, who's also in Brooklyn. And we just kind of met up, a few times a week and just wrote constantly. And we really came up with a fully fledged emotional project that I'm excited to share. So I would like to say that I made the most of the time, but it was definitely a really like a roller coaster ride for me emotionally, just like everyone.
Of course. And I feel like a lot of people in the creative space that I've spoken to, or in the entertainment industry, even for that matter, have really used that downtime to kind of focus and realign and channel it into these creative juices, and are coming up with these amazing new projects that everyone is looking forward to now for the future. So
it's true. I think we have a lot to look forward to from what creative people have done during this time, because I think a lot of us have been kind of thriving, or what we think is thriving in chaos, just traveling, never stopping, all of this time. But then when you get this moment to kind of reflect and realize what you want and who you are, the growth is immense, and it's just exciting to see what people have come up with during this time.
Yeah. And speaking of, what you've been creating and working on during the pandemic, what can we look forward to? What's coming up? Tell us about the new music and the songwriting.
Sure. So I released my first single called This Summer, and I realize it's fall now, but what it was supposed to be was kind of like a nostalgic ode to what summer makes us feel like. And this summer was so different for everyone. You know, I think it's like just being with friends and going out and doing all the things that we used to do. And I just wanted everyone to remember that as long as we can stay hopeful and believe that we will have that feeling again, we can get through anything. So the songs on this EP have to do with that a lot, and also romantic breakup that I experienced. So I just had so much to process, and I know I'm not the only one who dealt with a breakup during quarantine, which is the worst time to deal with that. But I really processed all the emotions that have to do with that, and kind of the isolation of it, and just processing all of that. And so each song is kind of my emotional steps to heal and to kind of find closure and all of that. So it's relationship stuff. It's sad, it's happy, it's all of the emotions. So I hope it can relate to some people.
Well, it sounds like there's a little bit of everything for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and your voice is out of this world, amazing. I don't know if you want to sing a little note or something for our viewers or listeners, but you are more than welcome.
I could just do a little bit from this summer, I guess. Oh my gosh, it's so, I get more scared to sing for one person than like 50,000 people for some reason. And I'm not warmed up, so don't expect too much, but let's see. Last year, same time, you were laughing with tears in your eyes. It was still spring. Cold nights, you'd be warming your hand in mine. But then seasons change, nothing lasts. There is one thing I ask. I bet we could fall in love this summer. This summer, I bet we could fall in love this summer. This summer. Yeah, that's just a little bit. Thank you.
Oh my God, so good. You are so talented, and I'm excited to hear more. So let everyone know where they can follow along with you, listen, get your music, and just keep up on everything that you have going on.
Sure. On Instagram, it's just Loren Allred, LorenAllred. And Twitter's the same handle. Facebook, just look me up and you'll find it on Spotify. And we're releasing a remix to this summer soon, and it's so much fun. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. I danced around my living room for like an hour last night because I'm so excited. And we're gonna release a single a month for the rest of the year. So I hope you guys enjoy.
That's amazing. Congratulations on everything you have going on. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for singing a little bit for us too.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Awesome.